This edition of i-Italy New York is brought to you by De Cecco Pasta. Imported in the US since 1893. And
l'energia non si ferma, mai. L'energia crea, si trasforma, diventa un'idea per generare nuova energia. Diamo all'energia un'energia nuova.
In this episode, meet renowned Italian singer Fiorella Mannoia. New York welcomes Nutella, a new bar at Italy. Pasta Mania continues with spaghetti alla Puttanesca. Tamburri will review the untold story of Luigi del Bianco. Valeria Golino presents her film MIELE. Let's start with Fiorella Mannoia.
La sto lavorando a una nuova tournée che partirà ad ottobre. Io quest'anno ho compiuto 60 anni e per la prima volta faccio una tournée celebrativa, nel senso che ripercorrerò in quelle 2 ore e mezza di spettacolo almeno parte di 40 anni di carriera. E sarà una tournée divertente, non voglio che sia una tournée autocelebrativa, ecco, vorrei che fosse una cosa divertente e far riascoltare le canzoni di fine anni 70, prima anni 80 fino ad arrivare a oggi. Il mio rapporto con le donne è un rapporto di complicità, nel senso che amo le donne e il mondo femminile. Questa è stata una canzone che è stata presa proprio come una bandiera dalle donne italiane in generale. Sostengo che la maggior parte del mondo poggia sulle spalle delle donne. Cioè credo che il ruolo della donna sia un ruolo abbastanza silenzioso, sia stato nella storia un ruolo silenzioso, ma un ruolo fondamentale. Per come la vivo io, almeno come vivo il mio lavoro, io prima di essere un cantante mi reputo un cittadino, in questo caso un cittadino del mio paese. Io cerco di esprimere quello che penso attraverso le mie canzoni e delle scelte che faccio. In realtà la prima volta che ho scritto canzoni da sola è stato nel disco scorso, in un disco che si intitolava Sud, che toccava degli argomenti abbastanza delicati, appunto sull'immigrazione, su quello che sta vivendo il mio paese, il nostro paese in questo momento. Cioè, ho avuto la possibilità di parlare con diversi artisti africani, quando sono arrivati a collaborare nel mio disco, da dove venivano, come erano arrivati in Italia, quanto tempo era che non vedevano le loro famiglie, che cosa si aspettavano di trovare e cosa di fatto poi hanno trovato. E sentendoli parlare, sentendo i loro racconti, mi sono immedesimata un po' su quello che potevano essere anche i nostri racconti. Navigare su campi di grano e nei ritorni. Penso che un artista debba rischiare, ecco. Credo che questo sia fondamentale per il nostro mestiere. La morte di questo mestiere è l'isolamento. Un musicista non si può isolare, un musicista deve sperimentare, deve cantare, deve suonare con gli altri, deve sentire gli altri punti di vista, altre sonorità, e non solo nell'Italia, anche all'estero. Lucio ha influenzato il mio modo di cantare, ha influenzato il mio modo di vedere la musica. Lucio non aveva schemi, era uno spirito libero, era un folletto e le sue canzoni non avevano una struttura canonica, non c'era strofa, inciso, bridge, strofa, no, Lucio era un artista. Quando Lucio se n'è andato noi stavamo facendo le prove della tournée precedente, ci siamo resi conto che insomma ci sembrava immortale in realtà, no? Ho riascoltato tutta la discografia di Lucio. E mi sono accorta che io quelle canzoni, la maggior parte di quelle canzoni io le sapevo a memoria e non avevo neanche idea di conoscerle così bene. Più le ascoltavo e più mi veniva voglia di di cantarle in realtà e di rendergli il giusto omaggio. Lucio amava la bellezza, amava il bello, era un grande conoscitore d'arte, era un appassionato.
Da lontano, vuoi volarmi nella mano?
Se penso al mio essere italiano, provo un enorme orgoglio. Io sento dentro di me che nel nostro sangue scorre la bellezza e scorre l'arte.
Posso venire?
Quando vado all'estero mi affascina tutta l'architettura che c'è. Oggi è una New York molto diversa, più vivibile, bella, pulita. New York in special modo, no? È stato il sogno di tutti noi. Per i film americani, i telefilm, la musica, il cinema, era il posto dove tutti noi sognavamo almeno di vedere una volta nella vita. I nonni dei connazionali di oggi che appunto che vivono anche in questo grande paese lo sanno bene, perché noi siamo stati un popolo di emigranti, perché tanto il nostro futuro, il nostro destino sarà un destino multietnico, che ci piaccia o no, il mondo ormai si sta spostando e tanto vale cominciare a conoscerci per convivere in armonia.
Now let's see what's happening around town.
Ciao a tutti! For the Italian National Day 2014, the Consulate General of Italy in New York this year is organizing a special event, an Italian treasure hunt in New York.
Thank you, Lucia. With this Vespa, the winner will have the opportunity to ride around New York and visiting all the wonderful places that Italy has in this amazing city, New York.
Hi guys, happy Italian treasure hunt! Hello everybody, what's going on at the Flatiron District? We have all these people waiting for something, so come with us and we'll discover what's going on. Hi everybody, we're here at Italy today and something really Italian and really sweet is going to happen. I think you all know what I'm talking about.
You know, we have this idea since ever because, you know, Nutella was born in the same city where the founder of Italy, Mr. Farinetti, was born, that is Alba. And we realized that we need to have a Nutella bar also in New York. And, you know, we find a space, a new location, and we decide to open. Today we are opening with Pane Nutella, who is the exactly merenda. You know what is merenda? Is the little break between lunch and dinner. When we were young, we were eating every day, and that's remind us something, you know, when we were young.
Oh, Nutella represents for me my childhood, my growing up. It represents the flavor of Italy, specifically of Piemonte, you know. Milk chocolate and hazelnuts doesn't get any better. But Nutella, all of these desserts, but you can put it as a topping on top of ice cream. We will make some crepes here, and I love it in the crepes. Le crespelle, dolci, e poi una bella spalmata di Nutella. It doesn't get any better, you know, you sort of spread the Nutella over it, and we'll be making these so customers can come in, sit down, order one of those, nice and warm.
Well, it's a great pride for Ferrero to bring one of their best products to the USA. It was in the USA for several years, but this is a real standing store, and so this is a premiere for the USA. And now we are in this location in New York, where we have a real Nutella bar, so this is a fantastic experience. Right now we have about 55% of the US population that tried Nutella, so it's really big.
Everyone was talking about it on Twitter, and people were really excited about it. They're like, oh my god, Nutella store. I eat it out of a spoon, so that's pretty much why there's the line outside.
Nutella is just kind of one of those things that makes anything sweeter, so it's just a good thing to have around the house. Put on, you know, pancakes, on toast, breakfast, dessert. It's just one of those things that goes without anything.
Whoa! You like Nutella?
Do you like it?
You like it? Are you being shy?
Is buono?
Buono. More? Should we take the crust off? Okay. Lei non si piace la crosta. Oh, you want the crust?
Nutella is good, but what they got going on here is it's just fun. It's Nutella fun for everyone.
Cos'è la Nutella per gli italiani?
La Nutella credo che sia come i bronzi di Riace, affondata nei secoli, nei millenni.
Nutella is why Italians make everything better. It's all the best of what Italy is, and it's like so many other things that are Italian become global because it truly represents the simplicity and perfect food that goes with everything.
When did you fall in love with Nutella for the first time?
When I was living in Italy in like the early 90s, we didn't have it here, and I was at someone's house, and I had it for breakfast, and I said, this is what I need to have in my life.
Nutella is una bella boccata di Piemonte. You know, it's a mouthful of Italy.
We are making possibly the greatest snack in Italian cuisine, Nutella con pane.
And you're giving it free to everyone?
Nutella is something that everybody in the world deserves to try, and they should do it here at Italy. So yes, giving it away today from 5 to 9.
Let's live and enjoy la dolce vita forever.
This is pasta. Real Italian pasta. Pasta is serious business. Pasta is love, and pasta making is love making. Did you know that the best pasta makers clean the grains one by one? They just keep the heart. The best pasta is bronze drawn and slow dried at low temperatures. Remember, to make an excellent pasta dish, use excellent pasta. Today's recipe is spaghetti alla Puttanesca. This celebrated southern dish is comparatively young for Italian standards. Its popularity spiked in the 1960s. It gets its name from the word puttana, meaning whore. Nobody really knows where this name comes from, but some argue that it's a reference to the sauce's hot, spicy flavor. It's also a quick, cheap meal, not politically correct, but definitely tantalizing. Ingredients. First, you'll need 24 ounces of spaghetti, 8 ounces diced tomatoes, a 1/3 pound of black olives, 6 anchovy fillets, 1 clove of garlic, 1 tablespoon of capers, a sprig of parsley, 6 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil. Now that we're ready, let's see how Chef Luca Stefani does it. Preparation. Pour extra virgin olive oil into a deep pan and add a clove of garlic, stirring to give flavor to the oil. Meanwhile, cut the tomatoes, discard the center, and then finely dice the remaining tomatoes. Add the anchovy fillets to the pan and stir thoroughly. Add a third pound of black olives and continue stirring. Coarsely chop some anchovies so that they release flavor more rapidly. Add capers. Add pepper and salt to taste, but don't overdo it. Capers and anchovies are already pretty salty. Remember to remove garlic as soon as it turns golden. Add diced tomatoes and let the sauce cook for about 15 minutes. When the water comes to a boil, add coarse salt and toss in the pasta, stirring occasionally so it doesn't stick. Cook spaghetti for 12 minutes. If you cook it longer, Italians won't like it. Pasta must be al dente, or firm to the bite. When ready, strain the spaghetti with a colander, but do not rinse. Pour the spaghetti into the saucepan and mix thoroughly with the sauce. Spaghetti alla Puttanesca should be paired with a young, well-bodied red wine. A good choice would be Ischia Rosso from the famous island just in front of Naples. Remember, to make an excellent pasta dish, use excellent pasta.
This is Italian Genius.
We find ourselves in a period of really important publications, I would say, in these past 6 months to a year. We've seen various publications appear that start to uncover certain parts of Italian's history or Italian-American history here in the United States. Most recently, another book appeared, small in stature, but grand in what the story it tells. And it is basically the story of Luigi del Bianco. Everyone knows Mount Rushmore. Everyone knows that a certain Gutzon Borglum was the designer of Mount Rushmore. Very few people know who the master carver was, and the master carver was an Italian immigrant by the name of Luigi del Bianco. And the book I'm talking about is Carving a Niche for Himself, the untold story of Luigi del Bianco and Mount Rushmore, that was written by Douglas Gladstone. Which you can see on the front cover is a close-up of Luigi del Bianco while he was carving finishing up the eye of Abraham Lincoln. Through interviews with family members and others, through the historical documents that Douglas Gladstone has been able to unearth, along with other articles and histories that dealt with the carving of Mount Rushmore, Douglas Gladstone has in fact created the history, at least the first narrative, of Luigi del Bianco's experience in those 14 years that it took to complete what we know today as Mount Rushmore. This is also, one might say, an uncovering of a certain part of the history, a long history, of Italian sculptors in the United States who really never got their just due, their just recognition. And Douglas Gladstone instead has done that, at least for Luigi del Bianco. He has really sort of swung open the door to the history of Mount Rushmore, the backstory, let's say, of what it took to construct Mount Rushmore through the experience of Luigi del Bianco. And so I commend this book to you highly. It is a wonderful read, an easy read, and most informative, and really sort of gets us to where we need to go as far as what the story is on Italian sculptors in the United States.
Coming up next, our exclusive events. You want to come watch with us?
Es una historia eterna que llena todo el alma.
Welcome back, Valeria.
Yes.
Thank
and to everybody else in the group. How did the idea come about? We know it's vaguely based, freely inspired.
No, yeah, to be truthful, not just vaguely inspired. It's based liberally, how you can say, based on a book that I read while I was editing my short movie, which definitely inspired me, and a lot of the things of the book are still they are in the movie. The main character did what she does, went to Mexico to buy barbiturics without having the prescription. There was an engineer. A lot of the movie is there. A lot of the book is in my movie. It changed, of course, when my co-writers and I started writing it. It got filtered by us in a way, by our female perspective, whether we like it or not. I didn't want to do a movie. This is the right thing to do. That's not the right thing to do. There is also a romantic value in it. Very small budget. It was not them trying to make them a small movie. We were all agree. Actually, I was grateful to be able to do a movie with a small budget because that made me much freer in my choices. It didn't give me that responsibility of getting a lot of money.
We were like, let's find someone to produce this movie with us, But say
like a bigger Italian producer, because we decided to do with our little production, but okay, let's ask to other bigger Italian producers to help us. And we did the movie alone.
It's very difficult to release a movie like this, it's dangerous.
It was the first time. Exactly, you're going to put her in trouble, basically, if you allow her to do this.
This will be the first and the last.
Not protecting her, it's going to be her first and last.
The first and the last.
A very important distributor, very good friend of mine for a long time, and also friend of everybody. He said this. He called me. We proposed it to him, and he does very edgy movies usually. But the thing that this movie was about death. He said, "I beg you, Valeria. I know you since you're 17 years old. Don't do this movie."
It was the first, important.
Absolutely,
thing for us, for Valeria's filmmaker, and also for us as a small producer.
We saw the movie in like 15 countries, so this is very important. And all the critics, we had fantastic critics in all these countries. So, and we have a new, very talented director, and this is very important. And the thing that I understand, because I'm an actor, is that if you really believe in, if you really want to make something in cinemas, especially, you have to do it, and you have to fight in this system.
When they told you, I imagine Valeria called you up and told you want to be the angel of death.
Not exactly.
How was the phone call? How did it go?
I used to have very long hair.
Very proud of them.
Yes. They were my everything. No, and that day she asked me, would you cut your hair for me? And I answered, for you, sure. For you, everything, Valeria.
Little vicino.
And maybe 1 year later, I heard something about the movie. I read the book before meeting her.
So the question about the hair was before you proposed to her to be the leading role in the film.
Yeah, but she was already told in my imagination, and she wasn't in my imagination, and I didn't even want her to be there. It wasn't planned. It wasn't like a rational thing. When I actually started to cast the movie, I did 28 screen tests to actresses to try to get away from her.
I've never felt so directed and at the same time so free. I was never worried about me in this movie, never.
I'm afraid this is all the time we have.
Sorry.
As you know, there is a second screening.
Thank you very much. Let's stay for the curtain.
This edition of i-ItalyTV was brought to you by VITA Extra Virgin Olive Oil and Baci Perugina Chocolate. Say I love you in the Italian way.
In the next episode of i-Italy, a conversation with Marco Bellocchio, International Master of Italian Cinema. Italy's foreign ministers meet Italian-American Mayor Bill de Blasio. Pasta Mania series is back with bucatini, cacio e pepe. Fred Gardafè reviews The Dog Killer of Utica. La Scuola d'Italia turns 37. Happy birthday!